So guys, over the years I've had a lot of flat tires. Inevitably, if there's a nail or a deck screw I've dropped somewhere, it always seems to end up right in the tire of my lawnmower or my wheelbarrow. And I'll tell you something, there's nothing more frustrating than trying to air it up with Fix-A-Flat or some of those other aerosol type products that don't work very well. But this tiny little product right here is something I'm not being sponsored by, but it will literally fix a flat tire several millimeters wide. If the hole is, it will not make any difference. It will work every time. So again, I'm not sponsored in any way. Let's head into the potting shed and I'll show you exactly how to repair a flat tire from a nail or a screw in a matter of just seconds. Now the first thing you need to determine is what has caused the flat tire. Sometimes you can do that with soap by putting soap around it and then putting a little bit of water, and you'll see a little bit of bubbling. So if you see that, you'll know that's where the hole is. In this case, I actually saw the nail sticking out of the tire, and this is a project I did maybe 5 or 10 years ago, but there just was one nail that got stuck in the tire. So that's what you need to do first, is to find out where your leak's coming from. Now, this particular kit will go anywhere from 1 millimeter to 5 millimeters, which is a little bit less than 1/4 of an inch. So you just want to make sure that you're not trying to repair some really large hole caused by something larger than 5 millimeters. That's what the kit recommends, is up to 5 millimeters. Now another thing I'd recommend doing even before you remove the nail, and I've already done this, but I'm going to go back and talk about it again, is just letting some of the air out of the tire. There may be a lot of pressure still in there, so just let as much air as you can out of the tire to make it easier to work with. And that's just a little bit of a safety factor, because you may get a face full of dust and air if there's still a little bit of pressure in there, even though you may have a halfway flat tire. So just let as much air as you can out before you go to doing the next step. Now one thing about re-airing the tire up, I have a lot of different types of compressors and things like that, and if I don't want to lug one of those out, I usually keep this somewhere around the potting shed or another one out in the greenhouse. And this is a high quality bicycle pump, and believe it or not, this will air up a lawnmower tire in no time flat. So it is a higher quality one. I'll put a link in the description to one I think works. You can also use Fix-A-Flat. Sometimes Fix-A-Flat will work on nails and things like that, but sometimes if the hole is too big, this will not re-air it back up. But if you do have a can of this, you can re-air your tire up. If you're way far away from your home, out in the field or something like that, if you don't have a way to get the compressor out easily, a couple of things like this will save you a lot of headaches of having to drag one out, especially if it's electric powered and you have to bring out an extension cord. So these two devices have helped me a lot. This one in particular, this high quality bicycle pump, I can just pull it out in a matter of less than 2 minutes, have the air completely filled back up in whatever I'm using, whether it's a wheelbarrow or a pull cart or my lawnmower as well. Now the kit I'm talking about, I purchased on Amazon, and these little capsule things here is a screw that we're going to put into the tire, but we have to do something very specifically. Again, we want to make sure that we're in just the right spot. We can see where we found the nail in the tire. We want to add some of this type of adhesive, and it's got a little thing in there that keeps from stopping up, so you can reuse this over and over. So you can carefully put that back together. I don't have my glasses right close enough there where I can see how to do that. But anyways, you can put it back in there, and that kind of stops it from sealing itself back up. Put some of that right there where you're going to be putting the screw into the tire. And the kit also comes with, and this is almost like a liquid rubber. You can kind of see this kind of a black color. Take one of your little capsules with a screw out, and then take that, and I'd probably recommend doing this with a pair of gloves. I'm not wearing gloves today, but you don't want to get this on your hand. I have done that. And just start slowly screwing it into the tire until you feel it go down in there. Now it can be kind of tight to get it in there because the size hole we had was a small nail. So just remember, you're going to need to force this down in there until you get the screw completely level with the inside of the tire or flat on the tread part. Now make sure you take a paper towel and clean up your screwdriver there, because some of that liquid rubber can dry on the tip there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit more of our product here and then go over the screw right there and just put a good bit of it there so it can dry and make sure there's no possibility of a leak. Not exactly the most beautiful job there, but it is a lot better than having a flat tire. So just remember, you need to make sure that you cover it well. As you can see, there's our screw completely covered. Not a long screw, but it's just enough to plug the hole quite well. So this is a really good kit. As I said, I've had 2 flat tires in the yard from nails and deck screws I've dropped over the years, and that made a huge difference. and not having to drag the lawnmower into the shed and do all kind of work when I can do this in about 30 to 45 seconds. So guys, there's 3 zones to a tire. You have the tread, the flat crown area, and you also have the sidewall. So this kit is designed for all 3 of those areas. Now, I would say this is not really for using on automobiles where you have extremely high rates of speed. I don't think that would be safe. But as far as lawn equipment and things around the yard, it is the perfect kit there. I'll put a link in the description to our kit, to our inflation devices. And if you don't have easy access to a ramp or something like that, and you need to be able to do that, I'll put a lawnmower lift that I purchased about 10 years ago, and that makes things a lot easier, especially cleaning out from under the lawnmower. That makes a huge difference. But if you can get an easy spot and you can do that repair like that, you won't even need that. But it makes a huge difference when you're trying to get your grass cut one day and you have a flat tire. It's just total frustration. But this little kit will save you a lot of time and is very reasonably priced. And again, I'm not sponsored in any way. I don't know this company, but all I know is I do like the product. So guys, the channel is all about home and garden and home improvements as well as included in there. And so this is probably one of the shortest videos I've ever done, but I just thought it was really critical. This week I've had some issues with my lawnmower, and this was one of them, was a tire problem. So this little kit has saved me a lot of headache by having it just on the, actually stored in a little storage pouch on the back of the lawnmower. And just pull it out, plug the hole, and then come back out with my bicycle pump and have it ready to go. Probably, I give it about 20 to 30 minutes for the rubber substance to dry on it, and then I can get back to cutting my grass. So it makes it super easy when you can have something like this little repair kit that will save you a lot of headaches when you're trying to cut your grass and you have a flat tire. And again, if you have a wheelbarrow, a pull cart, or anything like that that requires airing up, this little kit will save the day if you have a little small puncture in your tire. So if you give me a thumbs up, it would definitely be greatly appreciated. If you want to take a look through my library of content and you want to become a true channel supporter, you can become a member of Patreon. I have tons and tons of PDFs there that you can download and get all kind of information about gardening and home improvement. So guys, I really appreciate you watching and have a great day.